everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Triplet Double. I'm your host, Isaiah Hernandez, dad of 5 under 5, including triplets. I hope you had a great weekend and that your week's off to a solid start. Before we dive in, I just want to thank you again. It's been amazing seeing the support over these first few episodes of the podcast. Your messages, follows, and encouragement have meant a lot. And if there's a topic you want to hear me cover, whether it's parenting, real life with multiples, or just navigating the chaos, reach out anytime. You can email me at isaiah@tripletdouble.com or connect with me on Instagram, TikTok, or X. Handles are @tripletdouble. So today, it's going to be a little bit of a shorter episode, more so than usual, but I just wanted to get this done, and I wanted to do this for you all because this is something that I enjoy. I'm doing something a little different. It's a new segment I'm calling Movie Parents Real Lessons. I've always been a huge movie buff, and every so often, a film drops a line or gives you a moment that hits you deep, especially as a parent. So from time to time, we're going to take a movie and unpack the parenting wisdom baked into it. And today's film, Superman, the James Gunn version with David Cornsweet as Superman and Clark Kent. This will be a light spoiler episode, but I'm not going to walk through the whole plot. I just want to highlight one powerful parenting moment that really stuck with me. Why Superman? Why this version I want to highlight? Look, Superman's always been around, TV, comics, cartoons, and he's always mattered to me. But this version, it felt fresh, relatable, and I will say grounded. Although the movie itself is very comic booky, it's still, the character himself is very grounded. So much so, even my wife Elizabeth, who loves teasing me for being a nerd, really enjoyed it. I mean, actually, I go back to her teasing me as a nerd because I'm wearing a Kamikaze shirt that's in Claremont Mesa, San Diego. Shout out to Lucky and Dee Dee. So she likes to tease me for being a nerd. She really enjoyed this movie. And that's a sign of a good movie. It connects with people even if they aren't deep into the lore. Here's where the parenting theme comes in, though. Superman is who he is, not just because he's powerful, but because he was raised right. Almost every version of Superman includes his human parents, Ma and Pa Kent. They're ordinary people from Smallville, Kansas. They don't have powers. They're not rich. They're not famous. They're just good people. Honest, hardworking, grounded. And that's the point. They remind us that you don't need status or wealth to raise someone who changes the world. You just need to be present, kind, and consistent. Most of us listening, we're regular people. We're in the middle of life, mortgage payments, diapers, lunch boxes. And that's what makes Ma and Pa Kent so special. They represent us, and what they pass on to Superman is exactly what we can pass on to our own kids. Integrity, kindness, and courage to do the right thing. James Gunn said he didn't want A-list actors for the roles of Ma and Pa Kent, and I completely agree with that. It helps them feel real, like someone you actually know. There's something beautiful about seeing these quiet, humble characters portrayed by people who don't distract from the story. For example, if we were to take Bradley Cooper, who plays Jor-El in the movie, and swap him with Pa Kent as the character, I feel like that would have taken a little bit out of the movie, just because Bradley Cooper's so well known. He's a great actor, but still it would have taken away from the illusion that what Pa Kent was doing. So, spoilers ahead. Again, just light spoilers, nothing crazy. Let's get into the moment that really stuck with me. There's a scene where Lex Luthor has turned the world against Superman. Clark is back home. He's sitting on the porch with a heavy heart, unsure of where he stands with humanity. Pa Kent joins him, and they have this quiet conversation. And he tells Clark, parents aren't here to tell their children who they're supposed to be. Your choices, your actions, that's what makes you who you are. And that just, like when I heard that, I heard it in the trailer leading up to it. Not the full quote, only that second half. But I knew this was going to be a special moment, and I knew his parents, Pa and Ma Kent, were going to have such an impact on Superman in the story. And that quote just hit so hard. He follows it up by telling Clark how proud he is of the man he's become. And in that moment, it's not about the powers, it's about the person. That line speaks to what all of us parents are really trying to do. I think we're all trying to raise good people. And sometimes we feel we may not be hitting a perfect expectations, but that's okay. I think it's all about our intentions of doing the right thing. Now, going back to that quote, it breaks down into two powerful truths. One, parents aren't here to tell their children who they're supposed to be. Our job isn't to dictate, it's to guide, model, and support. We can't force our kids into a mold. We give them tools, but they have to decide how to use them. And then the second part is your choices, your actions, that's what makes you who you are. This part hit me as both a parent and a person. Kids learn from what they see. Our toddlers are watching. Our older kids are listening. And even when we don't think we're being observed, they're soaking it all in. Watching that scene made me pause. It made me reflect. I'm not perfect. You're not perfect. But none of us have to be. We just have to be intentional, be present, and show love, show consistency. That's what Ma and Pa Kent did. And that's what raised Superman. Not the powers, not the cape, just kindness, values, and a strong moral compass. Because you think about it, if he were to move, if Superman were to land a different neighborhood, different house, who knows how he could have turned out? I mean, we've seen all the iterations in comics, in books, shows, where the all-powerful person who has these powers who can really make a difference, they end up not being as great, as they may seem or as they may show themselves to be. And I think a little bit about that comes from the background of how they were raised. And the fact that Superman landed here in this exact spot, this exact time and place, really helps shape who he is as a person. So here's my takeaway from Superman. The strongest people in the world can still need a reminder of who they are. And the best parents don't build superheroes. They build good people. Let's be those kind of parents. I want to give a quick shout out to James Gunn for just writing and directing a beautiful film, really just capturing Superman and his character so well on screen. It's really refreshing to go in that theater and just leave with that big smile on my face that I had. Of course, I got to give a shout out to the actors who are our parent models for today's episode. Pruitt Taylor Vince, who plays Pa Kent, and Neva Howell, who plays Ma Kent. You both did an amazing job. And the whole Superman cast, honestly, was just great from start to finish. And to all the parents out there listening, it's okay if you're having a hard week. We all do. But little reminders like this one can bring us back to what matters. Be kind, be present, and keep showing up. That's more powerful than anything Superman can do. It sounds cheesy, and I know it really does. But it's true. Those little things right there can make such a difference. If you haven't seen Superman, go check it out. It's a great film, especially if you love stories that blend action with heart. And maybe, just maybe, you'll leave the theater with a little more hope than when you walked in. If you like today's episode, make sure to subscribe wherever you're listening. You can also find me on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, and X. Handles are @tripletdouble. Or shoot me an email at isaiah@tripletdouble.com. Thanks for spending some time with me today. Be kind, everyone. Be human. And I'll see you next time on Triplet Double.